is Harry and Meghan, because they seem to be designed for each other to blight the rest of the world. And yet, after everything that they've done, it seems to me there being a chit-chat going on between their representatives and the representatives of the palace sitting there. What are they discussing, do you reckon?
I think that they're discussing we're broke, we're miserable, we've made a mistake, without any of those blatantly being said. I mean, Meghan has basically become one of those people you turn on the TV at midnight and they're trying to sell you a cozy pair of slippers and a robe. This was a woman that was a duchess. She got to she would walk into a school and children would run and throw their arms around her. She was a leader. She was I mean, I think she was a respectful person, and then she decided to give it all away to sell loose fruit spread and alcohol. And I think that there are some serious regrets. I think that they realized not only is this hustle never ending, having to come up with new products, having to churn out all of these ideas, having to find people you can rely on in case you do sell out of loose fruit spread, let's pretend. I think that they realized that that's going to be harder, having themselves been branding themselves the villains, going after this institution that is so loved all over the world.
Why can't they just live within their means? I mean, he comes with a sizable inheritance. They must have made a bob or two already by Archwell Foundation's useless podcasts or whatever it is, and the Netflix series which nobody really watched apart from when they're calling everyone a racist. So they must have a few sort of, you know, dollars in the bank. Can't they just go, well, you know, that's it, we'll just have a quiet life and bring up our kids and feed some chickens and pretend we know what to do with a beehive?
I think that Meghan is a very materialistic person. I think Prince Harry could figure it out. I think that he could wear the same suit over and over again and doesn't need all. I mean, Meghan, when we see Meghan Markle today, she's wearing thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry alone. That's not like the $6,000 jacket she's wearing in the middle of June that she wants to ensure we see her papped in. I think that she's very materialistic, and it's her that they have to keep up with. And when you're materialistic, I also think you probably want your kids in the most expensive clothes. They've got two small children that she is taking around town, taking to school in Montecito, California. She's got to keep up with the Joneses. She has to keep up with these other very wealthy, high-profile individuals and their families. So I think it's mostly driven monetarily by Meghan's wants and needs.
It's also about that ego, isn't it? The narcissism. She needs a mug on the front pages of magazines. She needs to be receiving these fake awards and have people fawning over her and doing the hand-holding and putting her hand on her husband's chest and beaming up at him like they've only just met and they're still in love.
Well, she says they still get butterflies. She says they still get butterflies. She said they're in their honeymoon period because when she was a working member of the British royal family, she just said this to Jamie Kern-Lima, when she was a member of the British royal family, they were in the trenches. Like, it's hard to be a princess, but she says that right now they're in their honeymoon phase. Literally, a week later, Harry goes on the BBC and looks like he's in the middle of a mental breakdown. He's so upset that he's just lost this UK court case, fighting for security. He's lost millions of dollars fighting for this security that everyone said, there's no way you're going to win this. So it's that contrast between the two narratives that they're both painting in the international media, where Meghan is sitting down going, my husband's a fox, we're in the honeymoon phase.
Do you think it is genuine love? I think on his part, I think he still looks at her with like heart emoji eyes and goes, I'm so lucky, she's so beautiful, look how clever she is. But I've heard that he's sort of, whether it's come from him or his PR people, is sort of wanting to take back control of his own charities, especially in Africa. I mean, the Queen said to them, why don't you guys, if you hate Britain so much, go relocate, do stuff in Africa, live there, do the whole, like, you know, clapping with the kids in the, you know, in the orphanages and looking at some elephants and having a nice safari, but also being do-gooders and basically having an extended gap year.
Well, how is Meghan supposed to be famous in Africa? How is Meghan supposed to have her own Netflix show in Africa? How is Meghan supposed to be on the cover of Variety in The Cut in Africa? Meghan's ultimate objective has always been fame. It was not to make the world a better place. And I know that a lot of people are are critical towards the British royal family, but I truly believe that with King Charles and Prince William, their ultimate objective is to leave the world better than they found it. Meghan Markle just wants to ensure that everybody knows the name Meghan Markle, and she's trying to rebrand now to Meghan Sussex. Good luck. But you're absolutely right. Why couldn't they have gone to Africa and done good? Harry is trying to rebrand himself. He just lost Senabale, the charity he formed in honor of his mother, because Meghan didn't get along with the head of Senabale, who called them a racist and misogynist over their behavior towards her. Meghan clashing with her at a polo event.
Shuffling her. Get out of shot. It's only me in this picture.
Exactly. We're hearing that Meghan won't be at Invictus 2027 because Harry sees that she's toxic for his brand. And when we look at him, we see this bitter, petty prince, and the only way that he can potentially escape that is to be seen with her less and to be seen copying his mother, I guess, more often than we see them complaining.
Isn't it? The two of them are just constantly in Diana cosplay. It's like, this is Freudian and weird. Like, gross. But you know what? If you want to be rid of a troublesome prince, I know just the man for the job, because I had Niall Gardner in here, who's at the Heritage Foundation. Look at what I've done, conveyor belt of excellence in the studio today. And Niall Gardner was the guy who was behind bringing the court case about exposing what Harry put on that visa application. Now, we know that nothing eventually came of it. We're all like, are they going to deport him for lying? Apparently, Niall's not finished. Have a watch of this.
Now urging the State Department actually to release Prince Harry's immigration records. This is a matter, I think, of real public interest in the United States. Did Prince Harry lie on his immigration application? That would be a criminal offence if he lied, and if he did lie, he would face either deportation or imprisonment in the United States. President Trump, of course, would leave that to the legal process, but anyone who actually lies on an immigration application would normally be subject to deportation or up to 5 years in prison in the United States. So the stakes are very, very high. No one is above the law, and I think the president would actually let the legal process work on that front. If he is removed from the United States, if he lied on his application, I think that would be actually applauded by most Americans, and of course many in Britain as well, would believe that Harry should be subject to the rule of law wherever he is, and he has treated the royal family and the British monarchy in an absolutely disgraceful fashion, and also Meghan Markle has done the same as well. I mean, she's been an absolute disgrace.
He's like a dog with a bone, is Niall. He's going after it again. There's going to be an appeal.
Well, first of all, I have to say, so the judge rules that he doesn't think it's of public interest. Prince Harry is saying that he thinks the First Amendment is bonkers. Using his First Amendment, he's on the Armchair Quarterback podcasts or whatever, saying the First Amendment is bonkers. He works with the Aspen Institute of Technology because he's trying to create laws around social media, the First Amendment in social media. He wants to, I've heard he's trying to buy up smaller newspapers so that he can have some sort of say in media narrative and headlines. Those things are incredibly concerning to Americans. Yes, I think it is important for us to know if he's legally in the country or if he lied on his application to enter the country. You know, this started under the Biden administration, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but Harry and Meghan's Archwell charity donated, I think it was $250,000 to Ashley Biden's charity, Joe Biden's daughter, which we only found out about because of Harry and Meghan's taxes, but Ashley didn't declare that donation on her taxes. I mean, I'm clearly trying to, you know, maybe inappropriately connecting some dots here, but we saw how fiercely the Biden administration protected Harry and Meghan. I don't think that if Niall continues to kick this can down the road, I don't think the Trump administration will be as protective of Harry and Meghan. And as Niall said, before, the royals should never be involved, even non-working royals, in politics. And I think it was pretty blatant when Harry and Meghan endorsed Joe Biden, and not the last election, but the election before last. I thought that was pretty inappropriate. Why are you in our, or how did you get in our country? I think that's a fair question. We just want clarity.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fair question indeed. Although Donald Trump did, of course, say he's got enough on his plate with that wife of his,
right?
Which I thought was a classic line.
Yeah, very much
Oh,
so.
Kinsey, it's such a delight to have you here. I wish I could keep you in the studio longer, but I've got to get paid, which means I've got to roll some commercials.